fellas? What's up, fellas? Can you hear me? Uh, I just fixed my mic, and then I want to quickly make sure I have YouTube opened on the side, and then we're going for what we have for today. Today, I mean, I needed to start earlier because I feel like this model is going to take some time. Signal is good. We're at 6 MB per second, and I think it's okay to run the stream. Yeah. So I want to see if you guys can see my reference. Can you see my reference or not? Let's see. I don't think so. So this is a good thing because it's been captured on time. So I probably want to refresh this capture. So we're good now. Yeah, I feel like we should be good now. So I have my references on the scene. I'm going to rotate this around the 3D cursor by 180. So I can easily move between this and this. So we're going to start with, I think a cube. Yeah. And I want to bring all the sides to the center. So what we're going to be doing is tracing out. I'll trace out the frame. I feel like this has a frame that holds the entire thing together. So the first I'm going to model is the frame. So this is going to stop here. All right, and I can extrude this backward. And then these two I'm going to subdivide, and then I'm going to have another junction around here. So this starts its own extension out. And this also. Is my stream good? Ah. What's going on? Okay, stream is good. Stream is good. So these two, I'm going to. Is there a way to join vertices? I do not think so. So I'm just going to extrude this one on the z-axis downward and maybe extrude this upward. So I'm going to come to the side, and on this side I want to make sure that all of this aligns. So I can GY, move it out a little bit, and we can mirror this to the other side. So we are getting like the base shape of what this should be. Just like so. Right, so this continues all the way down here. That's cool. From right here, I feel like I want to subdivide this part so that this can be extruded like so. So this is good. I want to convert this to a curve, right? And then just bring some thickness into it. So this is, okay, so some of these joints are not joining at all. So I don't think some of these curves would be on one mesh. For example, this is there where I can separate this into a different mesh. Yep, something like that. This also, maybe I want to separate this into a different mesh. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to undo, and all of the various arms of this thing, I'm going to assign a different curve to them. So delete. My reference opacity needs to come down. Okay, so this handle all the way down here, that is 1. Right? With this, I can shift DX, separate that into a separate collection. And then GX on this, I can EX all the way. Select this and select this, I can shift D and Z. So this is a separate collection too. Extrude, extrude, and I can extrude this all the way to this point. Then maybe EY, this extrudes all the way back here. That's good. Right around here, I'll duplicate this point and I'll use this to start this arm right here. So I'm going to separate that, and with this I can extrude, extrude, and easy all the way down. So that's cool. If you see me look to the side, I'm just making sure that stream is good and we are not lacking in any way. So right here I can extrude. Right here I'm going to duplicate this, constrain to the Z, P to separate that selection. I'm going to GZ, extrude on the Z down to this point. And that's cool. I think I've accounted for the most of this framing. So I'm going to select all of it and convert to a curve. Right? And I'm going to add depth to all. And I also want to add in a subdivision to all, but I feel like this is a little too thick, so let's bring this down a little bit in size. That's good. So sub D to as much as this as possible. Just smooth things out. And then for places that need support loops, for example, right here, I can subdivide and adjust. Select this, subdivide, adjust. I think that part's good. This, I think, SZ0, these two should be on the same line. Then right here, I want to adjust this. You know what? Yep. So I can focus on this alone. Do I have a sub D on this? I don't think I do. So I'm going to add a sub D to that. This part is taking too much time than I thought, actually. Way much time than I thought. Subdivide GX. Subdivide GX. Okay, that's cool. There's also one more on this part, so I'm going to duplicate this P to separate that selection. In fact, let me just duplicate this. Rotate. R90. So I can scale this and GZ insert this here, but I need to make sure that it's the same size. So I'm going to copy and then paste. That's good. So all of this I'm going to shade smooth. I don't think sub D is holding this the way I want it to hold. So I'm going to leave this like this first. So if it needs more subdivision later, I'll just add that. So next up I'm probably going to work on the tires, or I think let me mirror this whole thing. Or Shift D, move this into a dump. So in case I need to call that back, I can easily pull it up. And I want to apply all of this mesh to geometry. Right? So now we have this. I can flip the entire stuff. So that's cool. Right here, let me see. I think I have a reference somewhere. I need to pull up the references. Where are they? So I want to see where this tire is attached to. Looks like tire is attached to this part right here. So right around here, I'll bring cursor to this point, and then I'll bring the cylinder. Cylinder is going to be turned to view, and I'm going to scale that down. And then right here, I would SY, turn that. I'll select this, insert, frame selected, extrude. On this side, I would insert and then extrude again, but all of this is going to be beveled. It's going to be rounded off basically. So just like so. So all of these edges, I'm going to take them and bevel a little bit just so that it is tight. And then on this same point, I want to bring in a tire, which is going to be, I think it's going to be, okay, it's going to be a cylinder, because I was thinking it was going to be a torus just now, but I think I'm going to bring in a cylinder. I'm going to scale this up to this size and SY, and we can GY, bring this out. SY. That's good. I can apply that scale, select both of this, and then just bevel that like so. So that's cool. These two faces I can insert and then bridge those two. Right. So 1, 2 is selected, and I can bevel this just a little bit. So on this, I can easily add a sub D, and I know that's going to hold up properly. But this right here, I feel like this is longer than it seems. Like, yep, it's actually long. So all of this, I think, goes forward just like so. Right, and then we have this around here, and then this is scaled down. I think this is what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. So that's cool. The spokes are going to be something that will be tricky for me because I don't really know how spokes are laid out. Before I do the spoke, let me do the inner part of the tire and maybe even do the tread. Like, I think the tread are like really easy, and it's something like this. So that's it. I'm going to come to the side view, and we are going to have to give this a frame. SY. I can extrude this along normals. Select this bevel, and I can extrude this along normals again. So that's good. All of this can be selected, and I can just bevel. All right, that's cool. So time for the spokes. I think for the spokes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring 3 cursor to that point, and the spokes I'm going to use a low poly cylinder, let's say 12. So I'm going to scale that down. And SZ. So all of this I can GZ up to this point and SZ. So that's cool. S Shift Z. So all of this I'm going to use a radial array. So this origin I'm going to move to 3D cursor. I'm going to use a radial array to set all of this. I don't know how many are in these spokes, but I'm going to do 12 actually. Or let me see how much I'll be comfortable with. So I'm going to do array, change it to a circle, and why is it not circularizing? Oh, so maybe I need to change the angle on this. I'm going to set origin to 3D cursor. Okay, so I'm going to GZ this, and I'm going to apply all transforms, but move origin to that point, and then let me try the array again. But what's going on, Gongo? So this is the points that we need. So I'm going to take this and RX. Okay. So RX 90, right? So I can GY on this and move this in. So we kind of have the spokes. We need to make sure that it's aligned. So I need 12 of this, right? And then I think the tip of the spokes has to have some kind of a different shape. So I'm going to add the shape here. Let me see if this is the correct side. Okay, it seems to be the correct side. That's cool. So maybe that's too thick. I'm going to extrude this slightly. GY. I want to put this on 14. I think 12 is good. I'm going to apply that array. And now I can select this, copy, and then all of these ones in the center, I can move forward, and then I can paste the other one and maybe rotate it. Let me rotate it by 15. Right. And this second spoke, I can GY in just like so. So that's good actually. I'm going to shade auto smooth. This also, maybe I'll turn on sub D on that and then shade auto smooth. That's cool. I can select this, select the spokes, and frame selected. Maybe I want to bring all of that origin to 3D cursor and then flip to the other side. So that's nice. Before I flip, there's something else that I didn't capture. You see this outer ring that helps with rolling the tires. I need to create that. So right here, I can select this edge, Shift DY, right? And with this, I can extrude into the shape. As a matter of fact, this I can scale down, and right here I can P to separate that selection. Scale. And I don't really know how this attaches. How does it attach to the tire? I would think it might have some cylinders here. So I'm going to add in a cylinder, RX90. And on the front view, I'm going to bring to this position. So this is going to be scaled down, SY, GZ. That's cool. And I can GX into place. I think right here, I'm going to bring cursor to this point. I'm going to set origin to geometry, bring cursor to this point. I'll select this cylinder and move the origin to a 3D cursor, so that when I add an array modifier and turn that to circle, I believe anyway, let me not talk. If this didn't if this didn't work, I would have been like, what's all this now? That's cool. Shade. I don't want to add a sub D on this, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to add that array and we're good. So next up, I'm going to start doing the arm, the back seats, maybe a little bit of the handle too. So what I'm thinking is maybe even do the handle. So for the handle, I'm just going to add in this right here. I'm going to select this, Shift D, separate that selection, and all of this I'm going to scale just like so. All right. All of this, I'll delete those vertices, select all, and G. So this is good. And right here, I can add in some loops. This right here, I would choose. I'll use proportional edit. To just get the shape of this handle. I think this also needs to be adjusted, and then this also. So that's cool. I'll apply sub D on that, and then this face I will fill. So all of this I'll just bevel to hold that, and I can fill this face, insert, change that into a circle, GZ, and I can EX1, EX another layer. So that's cool. Right here, I'll bevel. And I can bevel this also. So this is good, but maybe this needs to be tighter. Tighter to the handle. Shift Y. Dissolve edge. Shift Y. Shift Y. Shift X. Okay. I think it's Shift X as the main one. So right here, we're beveling. Right here to we are beveling. So that's cool. I'm going to shade this and maybe make this more distinctive. So I'm going to use proportional edit and nudge this up. Same with this. Same with this. 1 second, guys. Please, 1 second. Oh wow. I didn't know my sound was off. I didn't know my sound was off. Shit. Thanks, Mahama, man. Thanks. Uh it's fine. I'm completely okay with that. I forgot to turn on my sound. But the stream is done, and yeah. Thank you so much for spotting that. Yeah. So that's about it, guys. So long. I don't know why I keep making these stream errors. But yeah, until I see you guys in the next one, it's peace. And thanks a lot, Mahama. Like I didn't know my audio was off.